Hi everybody, Dave Hunt here, owner of GameMasters Guild. Today, you're in for a real treat because I just got in more of these Wizkids Warlock Tiles. And this time we're going to take a look at the new Caverns base set, followed by the Stalactites and Stalagmites set, followed by the Dripstone Bridges. This is going to be a really cool set, man. And I'm telling you right now, you should probably just run out to your local FLGS and get these, because these are way cool. Let's check them out. Okay, so out of 87 pieces, this is what you get. Of course, I still have a bunch back here that I haven't used yet, but here are a bunch of other pieces I got up here in the foreground all connected together. Now, unlike the other Warlock tiles, these are pretty just kind of a loose fit kind of setup. You just lay them out however you want to, and you just lay pieces wherever you see fit. Now, not kind of sure if I like that because they can get kind of messed up a little bit if you're playing and someone can knock it. But at the same time, how many of us use regular tiles anyways and have that problem? So it's really kind of an issue, but not much. To me, it doesn't detract that much from this set. Something else I was concerned about is measurements. I was like, well, I can't figure out, where my guy is and how far he can move. Well, actually you can, because if you look, this is looks like a 5-foot section, this is a 5-foot section, this is a 5-foot section, this little clump looks like a 5-foot section. So it kind of has a slight bit of order to it. So you could go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Same thing here, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, and since it's double stacked, 15, 20, then there you go, you can move up right there. Now, I did just say double stacked, and let me show you what that looks like. You can actually take these tiles and you can just stack them to get additional elevation, which I think is actually kind of a cool idea, just to give a slight more impression of depth, some more 3D to it. I mean, obviously it's 3D, but just to give a little more of that, cavernous up and down feel. And here's a large creature. Here is a huge creature on these tiles. Takes up quite a bit of room, and already this is kind of an exciting little setup. I'm kind of really digging it with all these miniatures and this Displacer Beast and this unspeakable horror. So this is a really cool setup, not too bad. Again, the downside is that they don't link together, but to me it's not a crisis. I do like it that they stack, another bonus. And what is cool is all these pieces, you can really just throw them out anywhere, even if you don't want to use the tiles. A lot of cool stuff. I really it's interesting that they didn't go gray, that they went more with this dark brown tone, which actually, if you go underground to a cavern, you run into a lot of these browns. You actually don't run into grays. Sure, there's some there, but I kind of like how this is. Now, something else that's interesting that you may not have noticed is on the bottom, when I flip this over, there's these little notches, and it's not used to hook the tiles together. No, it's used to hook these bridge pieces together. So if you want a bridge, it gives you this piece to hook underneath there, and then you can take a bridge section and it snaps into place. And this is an unfinished bridge section to make it more difficult for the players, and it snaps into this other section, which again is removable, and just slides in right there. And then you can take this piece and you can put it wherever you want to. So let's say I need a rope bridge. Right, let's move the stalagmite. Let's say this is how I want my setup to be. And of course, I gotta adjust it a little bit. It's a little wonky, but it's not bad. And there we go. Now I have a rope bridge anywhere. Or maybe let's say this Displacer Beast comes in across the rope bridge over here. Or maybe I want to redo it. We'll put it right there in the middle. So rope bridge this section over here. Really cool. Now, they don't have pieces on this rope bridge to replace, so you can't cover it up. However, they give you plenty of these pieces. So if you want to, you can build an entire bridge out of it. And a pretty lengthy one at that, too. One that's even longer than this bridge, or you could even include this piece. And you could do even a couple of bridges because they give you 4 of these bridge starting pieces, which is really, really cool. And they just snap together, just like this. And there we go. Plus, if you were hard pressed, I guess you could make it into a little bit of a little wood wall or something like that. Like if they run into kobolds or goblins in another scenario, you could use it for that. Okay, now we're moving on to the stalactites and stalagmites. Okay, first of all, you get 3 of these really cool arches that you can just kind of put anywhere, and they look really nice. Again, they match the initial base set. Really cool looking, very well detailed. I really like them. It really just looks like they pulled it right from the Underdark. I'm really digging it. Really cool arches. You can put those anywhere you'd like. Put them over these bridges right here just to make it look really cool. Pretty awesome, good detail. Now also what's really neat is they come with 3 of these little stalagmites that you can just put anywhere. They're just kind of like a little pillar with a little dome at the top, just hadn't quite finished growing yet. And then you get 3 more of these neat ones right here. Again, very good looking, very well detailed. Let me pull one of those small ones back here so I can take a look at that too. There we go. Let's get a close-up of one of the arches again. Make sure I got it good in focus. Yeah. Looking pretty good. Wizkids is really knocking it out of the park with this Warlock stuff. Now, the next thing that's going to be neat is you get these, let's see, looks like you get 4 of these standalone pieces, followed by, looks like 4 of these double pieces. Now what's neat about this is you get a whole bag of extra bits to make these things as tall as you want to. So here's an example. Here's 2 of them together that by adding an extra piece in the middle, I can make it grow even taller, as high as I want. So I can custom build these things to my desire. On this one, I just put one little piece. And they're super easy. They just lightly snap together, super easy to work with. I love it. And so these you could sit here and just leave it as is, or you could put, again, you could just put a piece here to cap it off. See, we'll do it right here with this one. And they give you plenty of pieces to work with, and it is not difficult at all. Boom, there you go. Now I think what's really neat is with this piece and this piece, let's say these 2 double ones, once you got whatever height you want in here, you can actually take these 2 and you can lock them together. And then on top of that, they have a piece that you can put on top of it, so your characters now have a high place to go up in the caverns. How cool is that? And a matter of fact, here are a couple of the pieces that I've got with three stalagmites, stalactites, where I've put them together, and I've got this top section. And this is the same piece that they have in the base set, this right here. And again, these, look, I just pull it apart. There we go. Comes right off. And you can put them back on. You don't have to, though, of course. You can leave them at the height that you want. This little piece, so you just plugs in, right? We just keep kind of searching that little spot there. Here we go, let's go around the other way. There we go. It just plugs right in, and they take the other end, you plug it right in. I don't know about you, but this is super cool. Look at it, plugs right in, nice, neat, and easy. You put the top piece on, and now you can put this anywhere you want. Now you can have a really interesting adventure in the Underdark with these. I mean, really nice. And with that, you're getting 37 additional pieces to add to this. And of course, I still got these, and then of course, I still have a few pieces left over that I can still use. Okay, so now with that done, let's look at the next thing, which is going to be the Dripstone Bridges. Okay, so we have the Dripstone Bridges. All right, now you get 25 more pieces, and as the name implies, they're going to be bridges. They're already capped, ready to go, plus they have the notches in it, so you can add the bridge pieces. And they've got plenty of these bridge pieces, and you can just lock them right in. It just slides right in that hole right there. Super easy. So we'll get the next Dripstone Bridge. And we'll insert the other end on it right there. These holes seem to be just a little bit tighter, but they still definitely work, no problem. And these bridge sections are already connected together, but you can take these apart if you want to lengthen or shorten the bridge to your desire. Or you could even take it, like if you guys are playing and someone cuts the rope to the bridge, you can just have it lay loose like that. Or you can go ahead and connect them. And someone's bound to ask me, well, Dave, can you actually put figures on the bridge? Let's find out. Yep, you sure can. And the bridge itself is fairly sturdy, the bridge sections, so I don't think you're going to have too much trouble. Let's put the displacer beast up there. Not too bad. Now let's put this unspeakable horror up there. Not too bad. You can see the bridge gives a little bit. And of course, it depends on what miniature you put up there. Now you can see the bridge, the whole thing is a little shaky, a little uneven. So I noticed that. I'm not sure. Overall, I'm not sure if that's... Oops. Adjust my camera here. Sorry about that. We'll just move this tile and just slide this bridge over so it's a little easier to see. There we go. It is a little uneven, and that's just the nature of the material that they make it out of. But overall, it's pretty freestanding. If you wanted to, you could probably put bases on these, just some larger bases to kind of help give a little bit better footprint. But it seems a little wobbly, but I don't think it's too bad. Plus, with a little application of heat and hot water, you could probably kind of bend them back into a good shape. Now I'm going to move this bridge a little bit so you can see some of these pillars that they have. I know I have a lot of stuff going on. I'll move this arch so you can see this a little more cleanly. All right. So, and then these are kind of cool because these pillars allow your characters to jump from one pillar to another. So that could be very interesting in your campaign. If they get done crossing over here, then they would have to jump from pillar to pillar. And you could do whatever order you wanted to. It could be a far greater drop down than they expect or would like, or you could have it kind of nice and orderly, and they could gently work their way down. You could probably stack these little things a little bit. Well, that didn't work very well. Let's see if I can try it again. They're okay. You can kind of stack them, but it's definitely not the best. I wouldn't necessarily recommend stacking them because of stability reasons. These seem to be pretty sturdy, like on the table, but these big ones, I don't know if it's I think it's just the fact that, yeah, the bridge section, the actual stone sections themselves are kind of slightly askew, but all in all, not too bad. Here I got some table wobble, and seems to hold up pretty well. I mean, that's a good bit of table wobble right there if someone were to bump it. But all in all, not too bad. I'm actually very, very impressed. Here is a missing section. And you also have 2 more sections of bridge. So of course, if you wanted to, you could do another bridge here to this side, and again, here to wherever else you wanted to, or you could use these bridges elsewhere. Now on this section over here, if you were trying to literally bridge the gap between these two, you wouldn't be able to hook one into here because it's not set up for it, but you could still at least start it here. And what's nice is you could literally just lay the other end of the bridge on that other section. So we could just plug it in right there, and you could literally, I'm not going to plug it in here. Well, I guess I better. So we'll plug this section in right here. Plug that section in right there, and you could literally lay the bridge section onto the next stalactite or stalagmite pillar, and there you go. You're all set. So a really nice set, really good theming. The stuff tough and sturdy. I really, really like it. I'm very excited for these. These are really, really cool. Let's get a good view of everything real quick. And mind you, not every piece is there, but this is a lot. Okay, so what is this all going to cost you? Well, if you get the Dripstone Bridges, it's 50 bucks. If you get the Stalactites and Stalagmites set, it's 80 bucks. And for 130 bucks, you get the Caverns starter set. Now, all in all, I think these are great. If you're trying to decide between getting the Dungeon Tile set or the Town set versus the Caverns set, man, I think I'd get the Caverns set first. This is really good. The only thing I really have issue with is with the Dripstone Bridges. The two larger natural bridge sections are kind of bent a little wonky. Maybe it just happens to be this set, but honestly, I don't think any of them that you get are going to be that bad. And you could probably fix it. Again, fixing it to a slightly larger base on each of the pillars themselves. Each one, totally worth the money. I think the Dripstone Bridges is only maybe a little bit on the pricey side, but what you get is pretty dang cool and pretty useful, I think. It's just a little on the price side, and it would be the last one that I would get out of the set. I pretty much would buy these in order. Of course, the expensive one first, but the Caverns has got your most bang for your buck. You can stack the tiles. You can already make your own kind of high-up bridges if you want to. Really cool. The Stalactites, Stalagmites, I really like the way that you can add height, and a lot of height to what you've got going on. And it's cool that they've just got these extra stalactites stalagmites that you can change the height on. I think that's one of the coolest things is they're not fixed. What an easy way to make these things. Every time you go in, it's not the same pieces because you've got these little bag of extra pieces that can increase the height of them. And not just these, but on, oops, I'm sorry. These go over here. But not just on these small ones, but on these tall pieces as well. I mean, it's really, really a great set. And I do like how the bridge sections interconnect, and you really get a lot of length out of them. And of course, if you buy the initial Cavern set, as well as the Dripstone Bridges, your bridges can be really big. They don't skimp on what they give you. The only thing is for some people, it might be kind of hard to work out that 5-foot square, but generally once you start looking at the tiles, they're not so big that you kind of get lost in the square itself, which is nice. You can go, oh, this looks like a 5-foot square. This is a 5-foot square. You just sit with it and mess with it for a little while. You'll see what I'm talking about, and it's really easy to navigate your characters through all this. Again, overall, what a great set that they put out. Man, you need to go down to your local FLGS, be it if it's Game Masters Guild here in Florida, or if it's your local FLGS, no matter where you're at, and check these great products out by Wizkids. These things are awesome, and I have not been disappointed yet with anything that they've put out for this particular line. Again, A+ in my book. So, I guess that's it for now. I'm Dave Hunt, owner of Game Masters Guild, telling you to stay safe, play great games, and we'll see you real soon.